Welcome, dear friends. Today, we delve into one of the most foundational texts in the Bible and indeed in the history of moral thought. The Ten Commandments. Given to Moses on Mount Sinai, these commandments form the bedrock of ethical conduct for millions of people worldwide. They are timeless principles that guide us in our relationship with God and with each other. In this video, we will explore each of the 10 commandments, discussing their meaning and their relevance in today's world. We live in a time of rapid change, where moral and ethical boundaries are often blurred. Yet, these ancient commandments continue to offer us clear moral guidance, helping us navigate the complexities of modern life. The 10 Commandments are not just rules to follow. They are principles that help us live a life of love, respect, and integrity. They guide us in our relationships, our decisions, and our actions. They help us to live in a way that honors God and respects others. So, whether you're familiar with the 10 Commandments or you're exploring them for the first time, we invite you to join us on this journey. Let's delve into these timeless principles together, seeking to understand their relevance for our lives today. Commandment 1. You shall have no other gods before me. In a world filled with distractions and competing demands, this commandment calls us to keep our focus on God. It's a reminder that our ultimate loyalty belongs to Him, and that our relationship with Him should be our highest priority. It encourages us to seek God first in all things and to make Him the center of our lives. This commandment calls us to prioritize our relationship with God above all else. In today's world, it's easy to let other things take precedence over God, whether it's our career, our relationships, or our pursuits. This commandment reminds us to keep God at the center of our lives. Commandment 2. You shall not make for yourself an idol. This commandment warns us against allowing anything to take the place of God in our lives. It's a reminder to keep our hearts and minds focused on God, and not to allow our desires or ambitions to become idols that distract us from Him. It challenges us to examine our hearts and to ensure that God remains our first love. Commandment 3. You shall not misuse the name of the Lord your God. This commandment calls us to honor God in all that we say and do. It's a reminder that our words have power, and that we should use them to honor God, not to misuse His name. It encourages us to speak with reverence and respect, recognizing the power and holiness of God's name. This commandment reminds us to respect God's name and not to use it lightly or disrespectfully. In our everyday language, we should strive to honor God with our words. Commandment 4. Remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. This commandment calls us to set aside regular time for rest and worship. It's a reminder of the importance of balance in our lives, and of the need to regularly rest and renew our spirits. It encourages us to make time for God, to rest in His presence, and to honor Him with our time. This commandment encourages us to set aside regular time for rest and worship. In our busy modern lives, it's easy to neglect this important practice. This commandment reminds us of the importance of rest and spiritual renewal. Commandment 5. Honor your father and your mother. This commandment calls us to respect and honor our parents. It's a reminder of the important role that parents play in our lives, and of our responsibility to honor them. It encourages us to show gratitude for their love and sacrifice, and to treat them with respect and kindness. This commandment calls us to respect and care for our parents. It reminds us of the importance of family relationships and the respect owed to those who raised us. Commandment 6. You shall not murder. This commandment calls us to respect all human life. It's a reminder of the sanctity of life, and of our responsibility to protect and preserve it. It challenges us to value all life, to work for peace and justice, and to respect the dignity of every human being. This commandment, while straightforward, also calls us to respect all human life. It reminds us of the sanctity of life and calls us to work for peace and justice in our world. Commandment 7. You shall not commit adultery. This commandment calls us to faithfulness in our relationships. It's a reminder of the importance of trust and commitment in building strong and healthy relationships. It encourages us to be faithful in our commitments, to respect the boundaries of relationships, and to strive for purity in all our interactions. This commandment calls us to faithfulness in our relationships. It reminds us of the importance of trust and commitment in building strong and healthy relationships. Commandment 8. You shall not steal. This commandment calls us to respect the property and rights of others. It's a reminder of the importance of honesty and integrity in all our dealings. It challenges us to be fair and just in our interactions with others, and to respect the rights and property of others. This commandment reminds us to respect the property of others. It calls us to honesty and integrity in all our dealings. Commandment 9. You shall not give false testimony against your neighbor. This commandment calls us to truthfulness. It's a reminder of the importance of honesty and integrity in our relationships and in our communication. It encourages us to speak the truth in love, to be honest in our dealings with others, and to uphold the truth even when it's difficult. This commandment calls us to truthfulness. It reminds us of the importance of honesty in our relationships and in our communication. Commandment 10. You shall not covet. This commandment warns us against envy and discontent. It's a reminder to be content with what we have, and to celebrate the blessings of others rather than coveting what they have. It challenges us to cultivate a spirit of contentment and gratitude, and to find our satisfaction in God rather than in material possessions. As we conclude our exploration of the 10 Commandments, we are reminded of their timeless relevance. These commandments, given thousands of years ago, continue to offer us clear moral guidance in our complex modern world. They call us to a life of love, respect, and integrity, guiding us in our relationships with God and with each other. Whether you're familiar with the 10 Commandments or you're exploring them for the first time, we hope this exploration has helped you understand their relevance for your life today. We encourage you to reflect on these commandments, to consider how they might guide your decisions and actions, and to seek to live them out in your daily life. As we reflect on these 10 Commandments, it's clear that they are more than just a list of rules. They are a guide to living a life that is pleasing to God and beneficial to others. They call us to a higher standard of living, one that is marked by love, respect, and integrity. They challenge us to put God first, to respect others, and to live with honesty and integrity. These commandments are not burdensome or restrictive. Instead, they free us to live in a way that leads to true happiness and fulfillment. They protect us from the harm that comes from selfishness, dishonesty, and greed. They guide us in the way of love, which is the way of life. In our busy, modern world, it can be easy to lose sight of these timeless principles. We can get caught up in the pursuit of success, wealth, or pleasure, forgetting the values that truly matter. But the 10 Commandments call us back to what is most important. They remind us to put God first, to love others, and to live with integrity. Each of these commandments has practical implications for our daily lives. They guide our actions, our decisions, and our relationships. They challenge us to think about how we are living and how we can live better. They call us to continual growth and improvement. Thank you for joining us in this exploration of the 10 Commandments. If you found this video helpful, please consider sharing it with others who might benefit from understanding these timeless principles. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more biblical explorations and lessons. We appreciate your support and look forward to continuing this journey with you. Until next time, stay anchored in God's Word and strive to live out His commandments in your daily life.